Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. We are extremely fortunate to have His Holiness Vedavyasapriya Prabhuji here with us today, and Prabhuji will be enlightening us by walking us through Srimad Bhagavatam 4.18.16 onwards. Before we start the class, I would like to read a brief introduction about Prabhuji. So this is how we say, watch out for the honey of transcendental bliss. His Holiness Vedavyasapriya Swami Maharaj was born in Gujarat in 1944, and later his family moved to East Africa and eventually to US in 1971. His mother recalls he was spiritually inclined right from the beginning, and as a youth was an ardent scholar in Sanskrit and Bhagavad Gita shlokas. No wonder he easily took to Transcendental Brahman initiation at the tender age of 7. He worked as a research biochemist in Africa and US, and it was in later where he met the disciple of Srila Prabhupada within weeks of his arrival, and that sparked off his journey in Krishna consciousness. In 1976, he became more actively involved with the local temple in New York, and as luck would have it, Prabhupada was also there, and Vedavyasapriya Swami got Prabhupada's first darshan on the Rath Yatra day as he was getting on Subhadra cart. After his initiation by Srila Prabhupada, his preaching mission grew stronger, and in fact he preached his own co-workers at the chemist lab too. His close associates included great stalwarts like Tamal Krishna Goswami, Bhaktitirth Swami. His great contribution was the installation of worship of Srinathji deity in ISKCON temple, especially in New Vrindavan. He has held various administrative positions like personal secretary to GBC, president of Queens, New York, director of community services, New Vrindavan. After 1987, he shifted his attention to India, where he has overseen various temples, ashrams, and so much more. Since 1998, he has freed himself from management responsibilities and fully dedicated to serving as a spiritual guide and Diksha Guru worldwide. We are so happy to announce that Maharaj has agreed to spare his precious time to distribute the honey of the transcendental bliss. So savor every drop. That was a brief introduction. And Prabhuji, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity today. Without further ado, I would let you take over the call now. Hare Krishna.
Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanutantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamitanscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhano Sati Devi Pranamami Shri Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha Namaha Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunno Adi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Are you able to hear me? Hare Krishna?
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj.
Okay. So we'll go ahead with text number 16 of Canto 4, chapter number 18. Prithu Maharaj milks the earth planet. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Daityaha Nanavaha Danavaha Vatsam Prahladam Asura Rishabham Vidhaya Anuduhan Kshiram Ayaha Patre Sura Asavam Daiteya Danava Vatsam Praharadam Asurabharshabam Vidhaya Duhan Kshiram Ayaha Patre Surasavam. Daiteyaha, the sons of Diti, Danavaha, the demons, Vatsam, the calf, Prahaladam, Prahlad Maharaj, Asura, demon, Rishabham, the chief, Vidhaya, making, Aduhan, they milked out, Kshiram, milk, Ayaha, iron, Patre, in the pot, Sura, liquor, Asavam, fermented liquid like beer. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The sons of Diti and the demons transformed Prahlad Maharaj, who was born in an Asura family, into a calf, and they extracted various kinds of liquor and beer, which they put into a pot made up of iron. The demon also have their own types of beverages in the form of liquor and beers, just as demigods use somarasa for their drinking purposes. The demons born of Diti take great pleasure in drinking wine and beer. Even today, people of demoniac nature are very much addicted to liquor and beer. The name of Prahlad Maharaj is very significant in this connection, because Prahlad Maharaj was born in a family of demons as son of Hiranyakashipu. By his mercy, the demons were and still are able to have their drinks in the form of wine and beer. The word ayaha, iron, is very important, significant. Whereas the nectarian soma was put in a golden pot, the liquors and beers were put in iron pot. Because the liquor and beer are inferior, they are placed in an iron pot. And because somaras is superior, it is placed in a golden pot. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. It's very amazing.
What verse is that?
Yes, he's milking the cow, but Prithu Maharaj allowed all kinds of citizens, all kinds of varieties of inhabitants of the planet, of the entire earth. They are allowed to make a choice of their most favored thing in their livelihood. The devatas are intoxicated in a different way, because intoxication is the climax of life's enjoyment. Life's enjoyment is, or the pleasure which is derived by eating and drinking. Everyone has their own preferential items, but Mother Earth is very, very benevolent to provide this, because it's a part of her duty. Brahma made so many different kinds of species of life, 8.4 million species of life. Here, main are mentioned, and they are starting from even the devas and all others up to the demons, and then even lower and insignificant entities like Gandharvas, Kinnaras, and others. So, because Mother Nature, which is represented by Earth, she is composed of the three modes of material nature. So naturally, from Mother Earth, the functionality according to the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead has to be carried out within those three modes of material nature, which may be binding from the devas and the danavas also. So what to speak of ordinary people? How much in the bond, and everybody has their own preferential here the term of drink, liquor and beer. It's important that Prabhupada points out that those who are in mode of goodness, their preference and nature is always coming in the form of the drink. Devatas are eager to have enjoyment in somaras, but this somaras is considered to be in Kali Yuga chai.
How do you know that?
Yeah, somaras, they call it chai, but here it is, say, beer and liquor, but which are intoxicating, and that is also, the tea is also so much habit forming that people do not realize. They actually becomes mad even if you do not supply them. Now, how come Prahlad Maharaj became how come Prahlad Maharaj became the calf? He is the leader. He is a pure devotee, and demons make him to supply their likings. You know, so Prahlad Maharaj himself is also duty bound because he preferred to stay behind in the material nature, especially in the demoniac nature, demoniac families. So he can bring the souls back home, back to Godhead. That was his own choice of benediction that Nrsimha Maharaj was able to give him. So there was no other desire. But here now Prahlad Maharaj is trying to supply them, which is actually not conducive for Krishna consciousness. Does it mean that Prahlad Maharaj is guilty of giving all these things? No. Everything comes with a package, and it depends upon personal desire. The demons in general have desire to be intoxicated because they think their negative activities of mode of ignorance can be nullified by, the type of drink which can be also in the mode of ignorance. So they will not be affected. They will not be affected. Now, the effect of the intoxication is there, but they do not know that their demoniac lifespan will be nullified. So they cannot do the mischief as they like. Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, they were the personalities who were originally of liberated nature coming from Vaikuntha. They would have their own internal feeling to interact with envious nature at the maximum, and Lord Vishnu can nullify them. That is a benediction. But nowadays, the demoniac nature and their preference to this liquor and wines and other things, actually that decrease the span of life. So Mother Nature has to provide. Demoniac nature will always seek to manufacture such things and supplies and give advertisements so much. So Prahlad Maharaj is an instrument, but at the same time, in other nature we say, when pure devotee like Chitraketu also became the demon Vritrasura, that Vritrasura also fought against the demigods like anything and terrified them, including Indra. So the nature, the acquired nature, according to their desire, is afforded, and Krishna fulfills their desire. Otherwise, Mother Nature will not be an instrument to fulfill the desires of Lord Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj may not be an instrument. So to become an instrument while having pure devotional service at heart, mind and words, not in action, but one is aware in this situation of completely a contradictory nature, that Vritrasura was able to speak about devotional service and remind Indra to make his day, because he knew, and Indra forgot. He knew that he will be killed by the hands of Indra, and Vritrasura created such an atmosphere of terror that even Indra was trembling and was hiding in his own palace and would not come out. So the point is that guna gunayesu vartayanti dharayan. The modes of material nature are interacting with the modes of material nature, and the living entity doesn't have anything to do with it. But we become overwhelmed in our ignorance, which is caused by more of ignorance, of course, that we forget. So demons tend to forget more and more, and Krishna says that Kshipami asrajam yonim apannam mudha janmani janmani. He cast the demons always in the deeper realm of ignorance. So, but it is their desire. It is their desire, and the provision is there, and participation of pure devotees may be also there, because they are there amongst them. But demons chose Prahlad Maharaj because from every section of that society they chose the best. So Prahlad Maharaj, you become calf and give us from earth liquor and fulfill our desire. So knowingly that liquor is going to be detrimental, but nonetheless they are composed of the mode of ignorance and predominant nature. So Prahlad Maharaj says, excellent way Krishna puts in Bhagavad Gita that a wise who is knowing Krishna consciousness should not create a doubt in the mind of those who are ignorant, but he should act in such a way that by becoming an example before them, he has to guide. Na buddhi vedam janeda jnanam karma sanginam joshayat sarva karmani mukta sangam samachare. So Prahlad Maharaj acts very prudently. It doesn't mean that, Prahlad has opened up a liquor shop. No, it doesn't mean. What we need to understand is that Mother Earth is Bahuratna Vasundhara. And Earth is taking the shape of cow, so Kamadugdha. Kamadugdha. The cow is said to be the Kamadugdha. She also, works to fulfill the desires of everyone. Just like in India, we may end up making paneer, but seeing the Western countries are making cheese out of it, it will also go into the more variety aspects, right? But how do we know that the end result of our desire is promoting Krishna consciousness or promoting the demoniac nature? As a devotee, we use the products of Mother Cow to offer to Krishna because he liked it and he asked. And his entire pranks with Mother Jashoda, breaking up the pot, stealing curd and butter from the gopis, and all these situations are that in mode of goodness, when we act for the pleasure of Krishna, that will be a transcendental activity. So these products should not be discarded, but they should be used in service of Krishna, because Krishna asks for that. Milk is religious, liquid religiosity. Liquid religiosity. When Prabhupada used this term, people start thinking, what is this liquid religiosity? Liquid religiosity is when a religion is to be performed in mode of goodness, right? So it will become having its own expanded services. Not just the fine brain tissues and other things are there. So, in this way, the demons are preferring liquor. So, looks like they must have converted the milk into some fermented liquid. And they must be making liquor out of it. So, and funny thing is that when we use these cans, either made up of iron or aluminium, in the beer and glass bottles, these are also product of Mother Nature, but none is said to be of a sattvic mode. Metal, just like even in our history, The prehistoric age is called Golden Age. Then it is coming to the copper, then iron. This is the Iron Age of Kali. So naturally, Iron Age of Kali means it is degrading. So the vessel used by them is made up of iron to keep the liquor. So there are significant, understanding derived from this particular verse. But nonetheless, the main theme is that Prathu Maharaj started, bringing out all different amenities of life according to the inhabitants of the planet Earth, from the highest demigods to the lower entities. Everybody is being fulfilled by Mother Earth. This is very important. And why Srila Prabhupada counts Mother Earth as one of our mothers? Because mothers nourish the children. So that is the nature. The cow has the same nature of Mother Earth. She nourishes everyone. Every part of her body is being utilized. Nothing is thrown away, But sanity, Krishna showed, is by protecting the cows and then utilize the products that are coming from her that will nourish the entire society. That is called sane way of our economy. But insanity means kill cow and then immediately start taking out all the products which are of what we call mode of ignorance. Actually, in Kali Yuga, these products of the cow by slaughter, they are creating the mode of ignorance increasing. The whole economy is an insane economy. Anyone who works in some other industries, but their income is tainted with the blood of the cow. So at what extent are we supposed to do? Do we choose something, a good job, and negate the other jobs? I know in 1971, when we arrived in USA, so many people were not finding proper job. It takes time. There was the period of, recession going on, and the unemployment was at that time about 4.1 or so. And expatriates like Indian community diaspora that came in, they will pick up any kind of job available instantly. So even some of our known from the Brahminical society, Brahman boys were working in the White Castle hamburger place and topping up hamburger. I said, we are not eating, but we have to earn money by doing this. So the mode of ignorance was so much prevalent. Mode of ignorance is a clever way to rule the whole planet. Demoniac nature. How did this British Empire thrive? Because they imported tea, tobacco, tomato and potato. And the tea was the most intoxicant in nature, So people are hooked up. They are hooked up. And They do not know, but that they are hooked up and they cannot do without tea. So tea business, coffee business, they are all intoxicants. They habit form. And we were started to study when I was in biochemistry, what are the substances called theophylline, theobromine, and caffeine. They are all sisters with one molecule difference of a chloride, fluoride, or bromide. Nature. So how they induce, and it is similar to a broken down product of a nucleus of an animal cell, and that's called purines and pyrimidines, and they are all sisters of the same business. They create an artificial craving in our cell. The cell has to work hard, and you have to provide it. So naturally, you get inclined to take the same kind of substances that will keep on your cellular pump working. And if at all something happens, then you will feel crazy. Just like caffeinated drinks, they make person urinate fast. More. It is like codeine and other medicine coming from caffeine is also instrumental to make it a diuretic. It is flowing the stagnant urine and more capacity. So people are using, but when you drink tea and coffee, it would be natural, So, but what is important for a devotee to know that these are the substances which create artificial craving. So people make business out of this craving because we are foolish. We were not told to drink all these things. But what can you do? I'm talking of 1980-81. I was visiting India at that time, and in my place, Gujarat, we have a local newspaper of our city called Gujarat Mitra, and I happened to read an article by one of our literary, reputed person called Bakul Tripathi. He wrote an article on tea using Bhagavad Gita. I said, look, our God is tea. Yes, and we depend upon Him fully. In Bhagavad Gita it is said, Sarvasya chaham radistannivishto mattah smritir gnana pohanam cha vedaisya sarvaihi aham eva vedya vedanta krit ved videva chaham. Chaham, cha aham is chai. Cha. In Gujarat you call it cha. Not chai. Chai is in UP and other. But chaham, cha. So I am situated in the form of tea in everyone's heart, and from me the remembrance, forgetfulness, etc. comes in. So people are of a crooked mind. They do not want to take Lord Krishna's words, rather twist the meaning through such religious scriptures and disguise as if this is a comic book. Do you call it a fertile brain or a stupid brain? But nonetheless, people were appreciating. Wow, what an article! It gives us so much inspiration to drink Vag Bakri chai. That's supposed to be one of the top brand of tea in Gujarat. All right. Some people are very, very prestigious in that profession of tea selling. We only make or we only use Vag Bakri Chai. But it is so the world of ignorance, and there is nothing truth coming from it. So people pass and let the life be like a fun, but we will do the fun in the mode of ignorance. So this is demoniac nature. An ignorant fool is not that ignorant because he is hooked up by the activities the demons prefer. Right? And it is not fault of Mother Nature. She will provide for everyone, and every different society, they have their preferential desires, and she can fulfill. The Vedas are also mothers. The Vedas are supposed to fulfill all material desires if a person follows the instructions of the Veda. It is not that Vedas were, partial. Why Vedas do not expose directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna? Because intermittently they have to fulfill their desire. That's why they have been sent into this material world. Right? So the provision of fulfilling everyone's desire is there, but at the same time, the evolution of consciousness is also there by the divine interference of Lord Shri Krishna, because it is his creation. And therefore, mode of goodness is more conducive to Krishna consciousness than mode of passion and ignorance. So here the demons are getting their desires fulfilled, even under the leadership of Prahlad Maharaj. It doesn't mean Prahlad Maharaj endorses. It is said here the demons make Prahlad Maharaj the calf. So it also means that demons utilize the leadership of Prahlad Maharaj to pollute themselves more. And Prahlad Maharaj is Krishna conscious all the time, but he doesn't want to dissuade the mind of the demons. Rather he will utilize the opportunities by his personal example to preach and teach them. So this is an important aspect that we have learned. Na buddhi vedam janeda jnanam. Those who are fools and rascals, they are ignorant people. They are rebellious nature, whatever, under the control of the lower modes of material nature. So Ajnanis are situated in lower modes of material nature. Right? Then we see Joshayat Sarva Karmani, but rather all the activities performed by that transcendental personality like Prahlad Maharaj would dovetail to serve Lord Krishna. To serve Lord Krishna. So, Nabuddhi Vedam Jayanta Jnanam. Never create a delusion in the mind of those who are ignorant, but act in such a way that they will follow you. They will follow the transcendental path. So, this is important. Devotees are neither part of the demigods and their influences. Of course, they respect because it's in mode of goodness. But devotee is a different culture altogether, which depends upon the transcendental nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah. So he comes out of personal desires. A devotee comes out from the personal desires to execute the desires of Lord Krishna. So that category is totally aloof from the rest of the society. Therefore, Krishna says he is not interested to go even to the heavenly planets. But for preaching purpose, he is ready to go to hellish planets too. Because he is not fearful of anything. People who are fearful, they remain in the base modes of material nature. And demons are always fearful. They want to fight fearlessly because they have been provoked. And they will do everything in mode of ignorance, can destroy anything. So that kind of fear, a devotee is putting aside and won't consider. Then he knows that if the demons, if they are not provided with their desired thing, then they will create more havoc. Right? So that's why Parikshit Maharaj also gave these 4 places of mode of ignorance totally to Kali to reside in. All these 4 things are in the mode of ignorance. It completely violates the transcendental path of approaching to the Supreme Personality of God. So we are restricted from the activities of the mode of ignorance and passion, and promoting the mode of goodness. So naturally, the devatas are very attracted to, and demons are simply attracted by enviousness and to kill the devotees. So we see Prahlad Maharaj has gone through in his childhood the atrocities of his father Hiranyakashipu. So naturally, it is not that all the demons were that powerful, but Prahlad Maharaj saw that their desire from extracting liquor from mother cow. So Prahlad Maharaj was it's not cooperating or anything. They used Prahlad Maharaj because they recognize he is our leader. But Prahlad thought that modes of material nature are interacting with the same modes within the parameter of the modes. So these are not transcendental activities, but Prithu Maharaj is the incarnation, and he is re-establishing the livelihood on the surface of the earth. So Karma Kand, it's also Karma Kand, and there is entanglement in Karma Kand. Prithu Maharaj was supposed to finish 99th the Ashwamedha Yajna, right? And Indra was envious, right? So see, the Karma Kand entangles, and Prithu Maharaj was determined to even kill Indra, and Indra was fearful. Therefore, Brahma was coming and knowing And he requested, Brother Maharaj, you are the transcendental personality, you are Lord of yourself. Why do you need to get a lower post of this Indra? Huh? You are already in your liberated state. Why do you want to come down to occupy the post of Indra? Because if you perform the 100th house sacrifice, you will automatically become Indra. Therefore, the present Indra is envious of you. And Pruta Maharaj understood. If we are preferring a transcendental activity to please the Lord, or perform any activity on behalf of the Lord, but it should be beyond the three modes of material nature. It should be devotional service. Then we should not worry about the results which are of lower category. You know, it is not because the results are coming for nurturing those who are demanding. But the transcendentalist simply performs his duty for the sake of pleasing Krishna and to establish the order. So the milking of Mother Earth is very significant. That how the whole material nature is able to fulfill the desires of all different sorts of living entities, you know, and it's a lesson to be learned here. But demoniac nature, those who want to pass through the modes of ignorance, they have their own choice. But those who are in mode of passion, they use the same thing for some other connotation, you know. But those who are in mode of goodness, they wouldn't appreciate such activity, you know. So I'll stop here. Anybody has any question?
You said British brought.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much for the beautiful class, Maharaj. I would request if any devotees has any question, please ask.
Hello. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, we can hear you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
I couldn't hear the question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, koti koti dandavat pranam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Thank you very much for your association.
Your voice is not heard properly. Please
Hare
speak
Krishna
louder.
Maharaj. Hare
Yes.
Krishna Maharaj, koti koti dandavat pranam to your Sura. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Please give your association regularly. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Very nice class on how you said about the quality of demons and compared it with devotees. It was very instructive and very nice, Maharaj. I have a question, but that's not related with this class. Is it okay to ask?
Yes.
Sometime back when you came in this conference call, you were saying about how when there was some crisis in the New York temple, or I think it's regarding a case or something, then you collected on a day some thousands of dollars going to many life members' houses, and because of it was
Yes,
saved.
that was in 1976-77 period, and we were in crisis at that time. There were 2 court cases, and we had to pay in one court case punitive damage charges for about $51,000, and I was instrumental to take our life membership director, and we prepared a $3,000 guarantee notes that was able to get us a loan from State Bank of India, because one of our life members was the manager of State Bank of India, and he proposed, and we took the opportunity and collected 17 people. We are all life members in early stages, and I was instrumental to oversee, even within 1 year, the whole loan will be paid for. That was the emergency.
Yeah, thank you so much, Maharaj. We were very inspired to hear that, and because of such services at an important point of time, we are still able to, see these temples and take advantage. So our generation is very, very indebted to you, Maharaj. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam, Maharaj. Very nice class, Maharaj. Very class from a different perspective. I was having a lot of doubt, Maharaj. Like in the second chapter of Gita also it says, right, when the Vedas mainly deal with the three modes of material nature and flowery language, don't be attached to it. No, I was trying to understand from what perspective this is there. This point became very clear, Maharaj, today. And I was having doubt, like why Prahlad Maharaj also became a calf, So that also clear, Maharaj. One question, Maharaj. These days, we don't even know, 99.9% don't even know what are Vedas and all that, right? So how the statement in Gita becomes current, Maharaj? Because here we don't know, nobody knows what these Vedas are, what is there in it, right? So being attached to the flowery language of the Vedas doesn't make any relevant, right, Maharaj, to the current situation.
Right. Srila Prabhupada says to come into Krishna consciousness is not an ordinary a chance or a fluke of luck. No. When the living entity is performing meritorious activities towards devotional service, which is unknown to him, directly or indirectly, if we become instrumental in performing the pure devotional service, which we are ignorant of it, but nonetheless that credit gives us opportunity by Krishna's choice to become his devotee, and more we become conducive, more we become confidential servants of Lord Krishna. So confidentiality increases, just like we try to invest in our partner confidentiality. We expect, in the same way Krishna expects this confidential relationship, and it values more that intensify the pure love of Godhead. So it is not by chance or by. Prabhupada said it's definitely the unknown meritorious activities towards devotional service must have been performed to bring us to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj.
Haribol.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Oh, somebody's there. Please ask.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. referring to the taking of intoxicants or, I guess, mind-altering things such as coffee, tea. Can you explain, maybe you did already, but maybe I didn't catch, what is it specifically that makes the taking of caffeinated products not conducive for chanting? Or any addictive chemicals, why is it that taking those things is not conducive for meditating on the holy name?
It's better.
Give me a
bigger one.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, were you able to hear my question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, when you wanted to use that phone, can you mute on this Maharaj, on the computer, then it will not echo. Hare Krishna Maharaj, now we can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, Maharaj.
It's better.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, can you hear me?
Right.
Hare Krishna.
I can put the web camera off. If we put the camera off, then we can hear better. This one? Haribo. What is that?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Jai.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, you are on the two connections that's making echo. One connection should be disconnected, Maharaj. Because of that, the sound is coming echo.
Okay. It's off. Phone is off.
Yeah, can you hear us now, Maharaj, clearly?
Yes.
Gaurangi Mataji, can you repeat your question one more time, please?
Yes, Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yeah.
I was asking about the effects of intoxicants such as caffeine or any other addictive chemical on our ability to meditate on Krishna's names during japa and on our spiritual life in general. What is it about addictive chemicals that makes it not suitable for focusing on the holy name and progressing in spiritual life?
For example, this red meat, coffee, caffeine, this theophylline in tea, these chemicals are very hard to artificially making the metabolic process, and especially in the metabolism, catabolism, the breaking down system more vigorous. And once it is set on, it is difficult to stop it. So you are hooked up, you are wanting more and more of it. So just like nicotine, caffeine, and all other substances are creating artificial cravings, and you can't give up, you become hooked up. Whether it is psychological but we can understand it's physical in nature. The chemistry of the body would not allow you to even think for your proper welfare, even, which should be conducted in the mode of goodness. And the substances are themselves composed in the mode of ignorance, and they are preferred by those people who wants to remain in mode of ignorance. The choice is ours, but nonetheless, Mother Nature is producing this. Just like people are so much resisting that beef should not be consumed, but yet they need red meat, and the business is still going on at the expense of cow slaughter and this and that. The very nature of the business is pretty bad. That is destroying our finer tissues of thoughtful nature that are generated by milk and milk products. Prabhupada said the milk is necessary to become well nurtured to grow the brain tissues. Milk is necessary. So every substance is made in a different mode. So those who are willing to stay in the mode of goodness, naturally they will prefer and they will understand the effect of the restricted substances. It's the modes of nature. If you eat the product of mode of goodness, you'll be well settled and intelligent enough to make differentiation between what is sat and what is asat. This principle is there in every product of the Mother Nature. All the three modes of material nature are interacting. But in Kali Yuga, Prabhupada said, there is hardly any mode of goodness remaining. Only mode of passion and ignorance are interacting to create so many unwanted things in our lives. I can give you a crude example. Just like China is making so many plastic utensils and toys and this and that, and even plastic rice. They say it is simply a product of ignorance, just to make money by hook or crook and inflate this economy. We should look in our own house that how many things that we are purchasing, they are developing the mode of ignorance. If you go in the bathroom, even so many shampoos and so many things are there, so many different kinds of soaps, hand wash, but most of them have cow tallows in it. Because
most of them have what? Cow
tallow. Tallow means the fat of slaughtered cow. So
like byproducts of slaughtered cow?
Yes, definitely byproducts. if we tell some devotees even, well, who cares, after all. But no, by keeping the things which are unwanted and that will not help us and to grow in our Krishna consciousness. It's not the intellectual reasoning that how would you prove, but nonetheless, if we are promoting the cow slaughter by purchasing those substances, even unknowingly, then where is it possible? But why Srila Prabhupada puts us on the complete opposite picture, that we need to protect the cows, and Lord Shri Krishna showed us how to live in a very peaceful environment, in a coexistence way, that we are friends to our the nature in our surrounding. We do not pollute. So what it means, how did this corruption of the consciousness started? What influenced that corruption? The modes of material nature. So we try to remain in mode of goodness, shun off those, or not participate in the activities which are conducted in mode of ignorance. Is it not? So it influences a devotee life.
We often hear about the fact that, like milk, develops the finer brain tissues.
Yes.
What exactly are those finer brain tissues, physiologically speaking?
The finer brain tissues is a term that we create in our brain a kind of suitable, nourishment, which will be always promoting us to think in a very loving way towards the, our food and even our behavior, because we are what we eat. We are consuming the mode of material nature in the food, isn't it? Why do we offer to Krishna? So naturally, when we prefer to offer to Lord Krishna milk and milk products, which are much desirable by the Lord Himself, it becomes quite conducive to always remaining in thoughts of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it helps us to transcend this mode of spiritual mode. Yes.
I hadn't said anything, but you're saying that by offering the food, we help to transcend the modes, but we don't say that other foods develop the finer brain tissues. We usually say that in connection to milk specifically. But I don't know, is it true for just any offered food? I'm wondering why milk is singled out as developing the finer brain tissues. This term itself, I think, is kind of ambiguous. What is actually meant by that?
Dangerous. Dangerous. So the point is that try to participate only in the atmosphere where mode of transcendence is promoted. We can live in the mode of goodness at least, but we have to shun off all the modes that are entering through different ways, through the product itself, or one who is cooking, and the atmosphere nearby we should prevent as far as possible.
Okay, Maharaj. Just one last question. I also missed the demigods. They keep their somaras, I think. What kind of pot did you say? Was it gold pot?
Golden.
Yeah. Okay.
Gold does not react. Gold has a property by chemical analysis. It does not react with even certain, most of the acids, except aqua regia, which is made up of hydrochloric acid and nitric acid in a proportion. So, if gold can resist interaction and does not change itself, isn't it a good example for the soul's purity? It should not come into the contact with other modes, always trying to shun off the lower modes. That is the nature of a devotee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj. I guess the demons, they keep their drinks in iron pots because they don't care whether their food is affected by.
Iron pots are very bad. They react very fast and produces poisonous substances like ferric chloride and other things, and that will kill us. Anyway, we should chant Hare Krishna as far as possible. Try to follow four regulative principles and do service which is very conducive to attract the pleasure of the devotees and Guru and Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Is there anybody having any more questions for Maharaj?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
All praise to Srila Prabhupada, and we are really blessed to have your association. Thank you so much for this wonderful class. Maharaj, now this might be sometime go off the topic, but you have been along with Srila Prabhupada, right? So when it comes to devotee, now itself you said, right, we have to do things to please the devotees and in turn please Krishna and Guru. So how much importance is given to take care of the devotees and then have that bhav to please Krishna? Because in this material world we always try to directly approach the higher authority, directly please the Guru, and leaving the devotees behind. So how can one direct the seva to the devotee and then direct it to the Guru and Krishna, Maharaj?
Yeah, it is the Vaishnava etiquette that becomes the most important factor in interaction between the devotees. If devotees are not refraining from committing offenses to the devotees, knowingly or unknowingly, then their character, the spiritual character, is so much bright. But it doesn't mean that, oh, I don't want to offend a devotee, so I should not mix with them. No, our strength is devotional service, and it should be rendered in congregation. So the association with the devotees is the utmost priority than other things. That we should develop, we should grow in spiritual nature through the help of devotees. So devotees are always merciful if they act in a proper conduct. What is Vaishnava Kantahar as the Vaishnava etiquette, is the real Kantahar. We should wear it totally without any reservation. We should give up the enviousness between the devotees. So ultimately Guru will be pleased and Krishna will be pleased. Arjuna was not envious of anyone. All the Pandavas, they were never envious. So therefore Arjuna was qualified to receive the transcendental nature of Lord Shri Krishna. Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshyami anasuyave. This is the only qualification a devotee has. And if we keep on forgetting, then our daily and day-to-day interactions will be tainted, So we should keep at the topmost of it. We should fear even thinking anything bad about a devotee. We should cultivate that deep down, feeling while we are in association with the devotee. One should never have even an ill thought for any devotee who is serving the mission. So then the Guru will be pleased, and when Guru is pleased, Krishna is pleased. That's a very simple equation. So we insist upon our Vaishnava behavior, and the Vaishnava etiquette, and everybody should be at the topmost of the practice, and then we see our Krishna consciousness will increase by leaps and bounds.
Thank you, Maharaj. So Maharaj, when we see somebody else behaving in that way, so that we do not commit any Vaishnava aparadh, should we just ignore that point that somebody is trying to bypass?
No, Rupa Goswami gave us the way to handle such things. Even in Bhakti Ratnakar, the methodology has been given. How we cannot transgress the Vaishnava etiquette. Maryada Vyatikram is the topmost thing. That we are in at least some kind of status in our devotional service. The categorization of devotees are there, but amongst even the Madhyam Adhikaris, they have the hierarchy there, and the seniorities also count on the basis of both the spiritual in-depthness and seniority by age also. So this is the Vedic way which is suggested, that we should follow all this, and certainly we'll become acquainted to the Vaishnava etiquette. How to handle those who are transgressing is also given, and but everybody doesn't have a right to jump over a person without looking into his seniority, So that we have to also act within the limitations to protect our devotional service. Otherwise, we are taking gambled a risk to jeopardize our own progress. We might have a previous habit, but it should be prevented in Krishna consciousness. Habit should not make us. We made the habit, but in devotional service, habit should not make us.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. And you said Bhakti Ratnakar. So which Can you specify, Maharaj, like what is the scripture which you were referring?
Bhakti Ratnagar was compiled by Narhari Sarkar, Narhari Chakravarti, but he was Pujari of Radha Govindji temple, Rupa Goswami's. He compiled that.
Okay, Maharaj. Okay. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Hi, Bol.
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur accepted that, not as a evidence but as a reference.
Reference, and it's a guide. That is during time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this literature was required, so you can imagine. Even the transgression of Vallabha Bhatt, in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a fault of Vaishnava etiquette. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu corrected it. But he considered it to be grave when the devotees on such an advanced stage, So we should be aware. This is actually, this is the Dinacharya. Vaishnava etiquette is the Dinacharya of the devotee. The entire day should go this way. Anything else?
Thank you, Maharaj, for your valuable association and time, Maharaj, and very beautiful class and nice question answer session. If there are no more questions, we would like to end the call here by offering obeisances to Maharaj and all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarobhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please